So in layman explanation, the way we authenticate our customers today is by asking your mother's maiden name, and then a password and a key. Go to a portal, key in your password, and most of 80% of the time your password is either your IC number, phone number, your son's birthday, and whatever not, or OTP pin to your phone. That's the most common one, right? But today you will realize that if your credit card is abused, you will not know. You'll get a phone call from the credit card, but you realize that you didn't get an OTP pin. You didn't get an SMS. If you did get an SMS that someone is using your card, then there's a lousy hacker. But the technology nowadays, OTP pin can be overcome. And then unfortunately, a lot of cybersecurity attacks are just by brute force trying all kinds of passwords using your personal data, and they can get into your account, right? So eKYC tries to overcome or enhance this level of authentication. So say for a banking customer, if you're trying to get into your internet banking, KYC allows you to match your ID, authenticates. So our KYC process, maybe if I simply explain it, uses the phone, it checks your card to make sure that your ID is a real card. It has a chip and reads the information from the chip, extracts the picture on the card, matches with a video of your face, and then to make sure that you are the person and you're holding a real card. That's the first level of authentication. And that's the KYC, common definition of KYC that all banks are adopting right now. In OneConnect, we have something called KYC Plus, because we believe that very soon everybody is going to do facial recognition, and very quickly they're all going to realize it's not enough. Because that's one level or two levels of authentication. I authenticate that the card is real, the face is yours, that you are the person. And then we added another layer, which is the voice print, because we have a very good voice print technology. So we feel that in the future, you will, on your video camera, you would say something, and then you authenticate your voice, your face, as well as your card. As at now, KYC, because it's under this sandbox program of every central bank, so actually the banks who are keen to participate all have to get a central bank approval. The solution has to do a proof of concept in a banking sandbox by the central bank before they can adopt the solution. So the sandboxes are getting faster and faster now, and then we're seeing more and more solutions being approved by the central bank. So very soon, perhaps, it will be widely adopted. But as at now, it is still a sandbox and proof of concept before implementation process. So most of the banks' existing process will not be a KYC process, so there will not be any facial recognition in the current process. The old process will be a password and PIN process. And then the KYC process will be the new process. The process of migration does have some work. So once you have proven the concept, you need to then switch the authentication process. That includes changing your portal, definitely making sure that the new process is integrated, customer permission is obtained before they do the facial recognition, or you use their voice print and customer consent. So there are rules and regulations that needs to tie back to the new technology. So for sure there is a change management process there. There is a common misunderstanding on the POC, which means that the POC actually you get a result on accuracy on facial recognition. And these results actually improve over time. Like for example, because the AI algorithm requires more usage, more data to get to the level of accuracy. So a lot of times I think banks choose what they think is the best result within the sandbox, within the limit. And in the sandbox, you test it with very limited data, right? So I would choose the vendor differently. Other than, of course, if the results is totally bad, then that's a separate story altogether. But if all results are maybe plus minus a little bit, and I think it's important to look at other factors, say the financial support of this fintech company, the history, whether the solutions have been used by other customers, whether or not their compliance culture is well integrated, and whether their service and support, whether there are people locally on the ground and their service support is good and the reputation is good. These are all important factors, because sometimes in the sandbox we only look at lab results. And when we only look at lab results, we might miss the bigger picture because AI algorithm improve over time. So it's only a matter of short time that as you use, everybody gets to the same level of accuracy. I think it's definitely on the verge of mass adoption. Yeah, I wouldn't predict per se, but then for sure it has been in discussion for a long time. We're seeing it from not coming out of the sandbox to several things coming out of the sandbox, meaningful deployment we also have done. We've done actually now the 3rd deployment in Thailand with the 3 of the top 10 banks. So it's moving fast. It's moving fast. It's definitely on the verge of mass adoption in the next few years to come. Yeah.